Hey guys, if you would have asked me a month ago if I was going to be making a Kirby video, hey, scratch that. If you would have asked me a week ago if I was going to be making a Kirby video, I would say no. But here we are, and I'm making a Kirby video for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Actually, this is going to be my 10 predictions for that game. It's not much more than grab your favorite snack, sit back, relax, and here we go! Hey, before we get into this video, I have to tell you this video is brought to you by my Patreon. And for as low as $1 a month, you could really support the channel. You can find all the information down below. But let's get right into this video. And first off, let's start talking about the actual world we're going to be playing in. I honestly think this city area is going to be sort of a hub world. And it's going to be where you find other levels. We've already seen in the trailer there's going to be a desert level, a snow level, some sort of Mad Max post-apocalyptic level. There's gonna be a fun house, and then there's the main city itself, and it kind of reminds me of that Last of Us vibe, and it's that post-apocalyptic where things happened a long time ago and now like all the green is starting to take over the city. I mean, my big prediction here is there's probably gonna be about between 8 to 12 levels, totally different types of terrain and level type that Kirby is going to be able to go through and use the city as that hub. Maybe you have to go to downtown city to get to the snow area, or you have to go all the way up north to get to, you know, a beach area, or there's some islands to the left. It might not be traditional hub like, let's say, Mario 64. You jump into a different painting to get to another level. It might be just more fluid, like, oh, you go to the left bottom and that's where this level exists, or you go to the top right and that's where another level exists. And we're talking about traveling, especially traveling in large areas. There is going to be fast travel, and we saw very quickly in the trailer Kirby riding a star through the city, and that is actually going to serve as this game's fast travel. So whenever you see these stars in the game, it's probably going to be a launching point for Kirby to get to another area. Very similar to in the Super Mario Galaxy games, where you'd use a star and blast you off to another part of the level or another stage. That is exactly what's going to be happening in this game. Kirby is going to be using these stars to ride to wherever he needs to go. And since I'm talking about fast travel and kind of how the level design and how you're going to be moving around levels, I do need to say I don't think this is going to be a true 3D game. When you think true 3D game, you think of something like Breath of the Wild, where the character can literally go wherever he wants within the game. And then you kind of bring that back one step, and it's kind of like Super Mario Odyssey, where there's a lot of smaller levels, but you could really go wherever you want. And then you go one step back again, and you get to Mario 3D World, where it's kind of from a point A to point B game, but it's kind of wide, so you could go from left to right and really, you know, explore. I think it's going to be more of a combination of Mario 64 and Mario 3D World, where, granted, you're going to have smaller levels to go through, but I think there's going to be a lot more exploration than, let's say, 3D World, where I think you're going to be able to go left, the right, you're going to, you know, just a showcase of that mall. It looks like there's a lot of different paths you could take, so I don't think it's going to be that true 3D open world like Breath of the Wild, but I think it is going to be more advanced than something like Super Mario 3D World, which I am totally okay with. I have enough totally open world games to get through as it is. And on this adventure with us, I think there's actually going to be a companion, a sidekick, something like that. If you could see right here for a split second, you can kind of see that Kirby is actually with some sort of bat, and it looks like the bat is running away from this big monkey thing, so I kind of think he's a friend. Then right here in this image that Nintendo actually put out, you see Kirby looking very friendly with this greenish blue bat bird thing. I kind of did some research and couldn't really find much information on if this is a past character. If you know who he is, let me know. But I do think he's going to be your sidekick for this game. And that kind of brings up another point. Maybe there's more than one sidekick in this game. We just don't know. Nintendo has a way of sometimes hiding key aspects of a game in early teaser trailers. I'm going to talk more on this in just a second, but it is interesting that Kirby might have a sidekick through this whole adventure, which is pretty cool. Next, I want to talk about Kirby's abilities or copy abilities. First, we already saw the sword hero, the hero sword. This one's the best because, this is Kirby just cosplaying as Link, which is awesome. I think there's going to be so many copy abilities like dig. We're going to have a bow and arrow, definitely use fire, use ice. You're going to blow up like a balloon, shrink like a little rock. You're going to be able to hover. There's just going to be so many abilities you're going to be able to possess, or no, Nintendo doesn't like that word, capture just so many types of abilities from your enemies. One of my favorites is when you get those razor blade like leaves and you could fire them at your enemy. I just love that. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Just like how in Kirby 64 you're able to combine multiple abilities to create something brand new, I think that Nintendo is 100% hiding something in this game. I think there's going to be some sort of capture ability that's going to be brand new and innovative, but Nintendo just isn't ready to show it off. Just like how in Mario Odyssey, that first trailer, we had no idea we were going to be able to capture the abilities of all the enemies in the game, and they showed that off in the more of the unveiling trailer later on when the game is closer. I think when we get closer to this game, we're going to get another trailer and it's going to blow us out of the water of all the different things that Kirby is going to be able to do in this game. One of the most iconic characters in all of Kirby that isn't Kirby himself is Wispy Woods, and a lot of people have been asking, where is Wispy Woods in this trailer? Don't worry, he'll be in the game. Maybe he'll be the one that tasks you with his adventure to begin with. Maybe he'll just be some sort of mini boss or real boss during the game. Maybe he'll be towards the end. Maybe he'll be the big bad. Don't worry, Wispy Woods will be joining Kirby into this next adventure into 3D. And when it comes to characters, here's just a list of a few characters that I really think that Nintendo's going to bring back. It definitely starts with Meta Knight, King Dedede, obviously, Marks, Waddle Dee, Magalar, Daroche. Do you know Daroche? He just looks like the shadiest mouse I've ever seen in my whole life. And then I'm not the hugest Kirby fan, but when I was doing research for this video, I uncovered this character called Kirby. Are you guys familiar with Kirby? He is like a doppelganger Kirby, but just like as shady as possible. If you've heard of Kirby before and you know about him, let me down in the comment section down below. When it comes to the big bad of the game, I do think King Dedede is gonna, be involved in the main plot because he is Kirby's biggest bad throughout, his legacy. He kind of is the Bowser to Mario. So I think he'll be in it, but I do think there's gonna be an even bigger final boss, and I'm not sure who it's gonna be. Maybe you'll let me know down in the comment section who you'd want it to be. It's a hard time for me to think who could be the ringleader of this whole new adventure. Next, let's talk about release date. And Nintendo did say this is going to be a spring 2022 game. And Nintendo's 2022 is looking jam-packed. You got Splatoon 2, you got Bayonetta 3, you got the sequel to Breath of the Wild, and all in the front of the year, you got a new Pokemon Legends game, which is the big 3D Pokemon game that everybody's been clamoring for 20-something years. So where does Kirby fit in? And I think it fits in right in March. I mean, we're getting a big 3D game in January, so I think February will go a little lower. Maybe Nintendo release nothing or just smaller titles, and then March, right before the summer, is a perfect time to really have this big 3D Kirby adventure. And that March month is usually held for a Kirby game, a Yoshi game, something like that. So I think it just fits in just perfectly right there. But what do you guys think? These are just 10 of my predictions, but I would love to hear what kind of predictions you have for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I am so excited Nintendo's making this step, taking this risk, and really bring Kirby into that next generation of games. But I want to hear what you think again. Let me know right down in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I get back to every single person that writes me a comment. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said earlier, think about joining my Patreon for $1 a month. That really supports the channel, or just you watching here and clicking is enough support for me. Definitely think about subscribing, hitting that like button, so next time I go live with content, you get it right away. Guys, I am Turbo Jesse. I'll see you on the flip side.